All right, welcome to New Jerusalem. This is the new setup for our live stream. So we've made a few upgrades. This is called the ATEM Mini Pro. It's the camera switcher, so we can connect 2 cameras at least, and hopefully more in the future, up to 4. And then that's going to route to the laptop, which is the same laptop we've been using. And we have a new monitor as well. A couple of other upgrades is we've added this device here, which is for Ethernet access. So now the laptop is wired, no more Wi-Fi. And there's a Wi-Fi switcher back here. 2 switchers. One is the Wi-Fi switcher that's connecting all the internet access. So everything is wired directly into the back of the router here. And then we have a switcher here for the cameras. Okay? So the way we're going to power on is this is the power cord for the switcher. That has to get plugged in and plugged out. If it doesn't get plugged out, the switcher does not have a power button. It'll stay on and it'll burn out, and I'll be very upset. So we're going to power on the switcher. That has to get plugged in and then screwed tight. The Ethernet should always be plugged in. That's the USB cable that goes out to the computer. That's the HDMI cable that goes out to the monitor. That's camera 2. That's camera 1. That's the audio. Now, once the camera switcher is set up, you're going to go on the laptop. We're going to open up. We're going ATEM software control. That's where we want to go. Now, ATEM software control is going to allow you to make changes to the switcher, but you don't need to make any changes. Basically, all you're going to do is open up the software so that it's available, so that I can show you the extra features that we're going to have. The TV is a little power button right in the front, a little touch button right where that light is blinking. It turns the TV. It has to be on HDMI 1. That gives us multiple view output. Right now, neither one of the cameras are plugged in, but camera 1 is the straight shot from the back, from the old camera. Camera 2 is going to be set up over here, tucked right into this little seating area right here on a tripod, so you have a secondary view. The HDMI cords are not long enough to go further down, but eventually maybe we can get it to 2 cameras that are not so close together. But for right now, camera 1 and then camera 2 will be set up over here on the days that I'm here. Now, after you've powered on the switcher, you've connected the ATEM, now we can go into Zoom, because Zoom is how we're going to be still live streaming. There it is. Go into Zoom. All right, so now that we're logged into Zoom, we have to be very careful how we do the settings. First things first, on the video side, the camera is going to be now called Blackmagic Design. Blackmagic Design is the maker of the switcher. The switcher is functioning as one single camera for Zoom's purposes. So it doesn't know whether there's 1 camera or 4, but Zoom will treat the entire feed coming from the switcher as a camera. So you can make as many switches as you want, and Zoom is just going to pick up whatever the camera switcher is sending it. So now the camera switcher is functioning as the camera for Zoom's purposes. When you go to audio settings, the most important thing is the microphone can either be from the switcher or from the Scarlett. I have them both set up. I haven't figured out yet which one is going to be the better one to use. But very important, original sound for musicians has to be selected, not Zoom background noise removal. That will cause that squelching bad audio. That's what we're trying to avoid. So it has to be original sound for musicians. On the Focusrite, on the Scarlett, now there's a couple of extra connections. That's the original line in that comes from the mixer. Make sure that you do not press the instrument button that's down there. Do not turn on the instrument. That's going to change the preamp and it's going to make it not okay because this is not an instrument level signal, it's a line level signal. Second thing, press the button where it says direct monitor. Otherwise, you will not be able to hear from the headphones. That's your headphone output. You will not hear the headphone output without the direct monitor button pressed. Leave input 1 alone. You don't have to do anything with the XLR input. That has nothing on it. Do not press the 48 volts nor the air feature. On the back, there are 2 plugs coming out. Left and right, those are going directly in to the ATEM. That's what's sending the audio from here to here so that Zoom is getting the audio and the video from the same device rather than video from here and audio from here and forcing the computer to put the two together. If we send the audio that comes all the way from the mixer, right? Mixer's over there, out of focus, all the way from the mixer through mix number 9 into the Focusrite. Once you go into the Focusrite, that's going to then take that signal. It's going to go out the back, out of the 2 speaker outs, stereo signal, into the audio. That has to get turned on, not off. It has to be on. Microphone 1, even though it's not a microphone, it's an audio signal, that input has to be turned on for the sound to go through. So now, after you've set up the sound and the video, sorry for the blurry screen, it's auto-focusing. Now that we have the audio and the video both connected, USB out of here into one of the USBs here. You're only going to have 2 left on the laptop because we're using the first USB for the Ethernet. Second USB is for the Scarlett Focusrite. Third USB is for the camera switcher. If we have to use the adapter or dongle, we'll use that, but we shouldn't have to because we shouldn't have any other USB inputs for this device. Now, on this screen, you're going to see program mode and preview screen. The program window on the right is what's actually going into the Zoom feed, not the preview window. Again, I don't have the cameras connected right now, so I can't show you what that looks like. But each one of these buttons here, 1, 2, 3, and 4, represent the camera inputs on the back. So camera 1, camera 2, and then 3 and 4 don't exist right now. But you also have a still button here. The still button allows you to switch to the media player. The media player will show the preloaded images that are stored on the device that I've already uploaded. That's the images that you're seeing here. I'll show you another one so you have an idea what the other images are, because there are 3 of them. And we will switch that image. We have that image, and then the third image is slightly different angle, sun on the other side. So we can play this ahead of service. And then once the service starts, we turn on camera 1 and we'll have a video inside the room, but we can show this as a display. Very important, the mixer for mix 9, that's the Zoom feed. We're on mix number 9, which is the Zoom feed. Mix number 9, why I picked 9, don't ask me. But mix number 9, the settings that we're interested in, this page is all the drums. They should be set low level because it's going to pick up from the mics, but this is so that we have drums into the Zoom feed. On the second page, you have keyboard 1, keyboard 2, guitar, acoustic guitar, bass guitar, and then the microphones start there. Those have to be mixed so that the sound comes through well on Zoom. And I'm noticing now that the audio is turned way down, which is way too far down. That's probably why we're not getting good signal out to Zoom, because the signals are too low. It has to be near unity, otherwise it's not going to be loud enough. We can make adjustments on the fly, but we have to keep the volumes up near the unity or U. Otherwise we're sending too low of a signal and it's not going to send out high quality sound to Zoom. We don't have anything set up on the effects returns at the moment, although I do want to set up some reverb so it's not a dry signal, but that'll be for another day. Last important thing is when I'm here, my laptop is here. The laptop is connected via USB to the mixer. That allows for the software, the universal control software, to run on the laptop, which allows the QC software to run on the phone so we can control the monitor mixes on the phone. That Wi-Fi network is from this router back here, which is not connected to the internet. That router down there is connected to the internet, and I don't have these two networks connected. So the mixer is not online, so we can't make changes online. Although that may be something to set up so that I can make changes when I'm at work and not in person. All right, so we have new monitor that's going to serve as the switching monitor. You see it says camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, camera 4. It's going to play whatever's active on those cameras in that window. The box that has the red square around it is the one that's in the preview and program window. That's the one that's live. If we change the mode on here, you can do a double press, which allows you to switch preview so you can see up close and then switch it over to program mode, but we're going to leave it as hard cuts for right now. This allows you to stream directly online, but we're not doing that from the device because I don't have that set up. And then this gives you your audio signals. Each camera can do audio, or you can do audio just from the microphone in, which is, again, microphone in 1, mic 1. Not mic 2. Mic 2 has nothing plugged into it. So again, if you have questions, please let me know. If you're not sure what you're doing, don't do it. Just stop and ask someone who may know better. Very important. This has to get unplugged from right here. Everything else can stay plugged in. And technically, you can leave the power strip on. We're going to have to find another place to charge the batteries because there's no room currently on the power strip down here unless we unplug the laptop and plug the batteries in down there. So camera 1, camera 2 will be set up here, both plugged into the back of the switcher. We'll be able to see what we're working on with the switcher in real time by using the monitor here, which allows us to see what we're sending out to Zoom, which will be controlled by the laptop here. This is the ATEM software control. And then Zoom is running in the background. So our video feed for Zoom is what's on the program window. If I switch to camera 1, there is no camera 1 plugged in because the cameras are not on. That's what you get, is a black screen because there's nothing set there. But if we go to still, it switches over and you can show your preview image on Zoom. Okay? If you have questions, ask me.